And welcome back to the Smoke Break. I'm your host, your old pal Zane, here with Zoe Schwartz.
Hello.
Jaren George.
Oh, yeah. Hey, what's up?
And Taylor Barrett.
Everybody.
Welcome back to the show. We are so excited to talk about anxiety. I don't know if you can tell, we're a little jealous. We're a little anxious. A case in point.
Is that a Freudian slip?
He's all, what are my emotions?
Okay, so speaking on jealousy, Jaren has this tongue twister that we did before. That you said you practice tongue twisters.
You
Why?
promised you're not going to tell anyone.
Oh, no.
It was for us.
This is an expose.
We did two, okay?
We did?
We have to stretch out, the mouth muscles and stuff. So we can't just do like one. We did one with like Lil Bill, all that.
Yeah.
Jill.
Well, you said the reason you don't like the way that you sound when you're anxious. So you kind of have like that exercise.
Yeah, I mean, not only when I'm anxious, just all the time.
That's weird. I love the way I sound when I'm anxious.
Yeah. I don't even listen to my recordings, or my tape. So yeah. Anyways, and a lot of times I get weird, things been said to me. It's just like, oh, Jan, you sound, are you Canadian?
Wow,
you sound.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Canadian.
Are you from the UK? Like that. They try to do it. I'm just like, no.
Mozzarella.
Wow, that's Italian, you guys.
We're fucking global.
We're international.
Very cultured here in this room.
I do love pizza. Yeah.
What does anxiety look like for you? How does that show up for you?
Oh man, there's a lot, and I know it's like look like, but it's like how what it feels too, where it's just like in my stomach.
How does it manifest?
Yeah. I get the rumble like in the stomach. Oh man, yeah. When I started being unemployed, looking for like a job. And like that first interview, and it's been a while too. That's the thing. Yeah, it's been a while, and then you get the stomach. Oh man, and I have a small stomach.
But a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, I got I'm a very skinny masked guy, and it's just man, it fucks me up, and I just try to do some breathing exercises.
Yeah.
Things like that. Get the sweaty palms, on the airplane.
What about, are your knees weak? And what is the weight of your arms?
What's on your sweatshirt?
Yeah.
Narrowing. The narrow, like the tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Have you ever has your face ever felt numb?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that messes me up so bad. Like you're like holding a mic and you're just like and like you just like you feel it in your face.
I've had that happen. I thought it was from like hyperventilating, but I've definitely had it happen before. Where my whole face started tingling. That shit's weird. And then you're like, cool, I feel less anxious now.
That's only happened to me like a very, very, very small handful of times. But that's when I was like, oh shit, that's really a thing that happens. That's not just like a phrase that people like. That's not a metaphor. That's a real fucking thing.
Yeah. What about you? How does anxiety show up for you, Taylor?
I'd say that there's some across the board similarities, like the stomach uncomfortability and stuff like that. But my thoughts get very difficult to articulate. I feel like I'm usually a pretty articulate person. I choose my words very, very carefully, but it gets so foggy and clouded that it's just hard for me to say what it is that I'm thinking, say what it is that I'm feeling, direct the anxiety, and that can end up in me just being like, no.
So it's not like a caveman?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just discovered fire and I'm just like,
he's celebrating and scared of it.
This is cool, but I don't know what it is.
I kind of feel like is what anxiety is like being as excited, like you're excited about something that you're also anxious about. Because I feel like that happens with me with shows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a threshold where it crosses over from being like good anxiety to bad anxiety.
Yeah. I mean, but I get the anxiety where it's just like, I got to deal with life things. Kind of thing too. Yeah. I mean,
What about you, Zoe?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of the time my anxiety is caught up, round up with I don't know, that's not the right term I was trying to use, but with self-doubt, or when I feel bad about myself, or I'm not living up to something in some way, or that I'm, that's where it shows up for me a lot. And that sucks. But I also realize it's my own doing, right? Because I'm comparing yourself to other people is really a useless skill in a lot of ways, or not a skill.
Yeah, it's time consuming too.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. The amount of time I spend worrying, versus the amount of time I spend doing the actual thing.
That's a real thing. Yeah,
it's like one of those time sunk, you sunk your time into it. So it's like, well, I spent all this time worrying, if I stop now, then maybe it won't go well. It's like, well, what if it goes well and you didn't need to worry?
Is that one of the ways that it shows up for you, Zane, where you spend a lot of time doing it and you kind of consume yourself with it?
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely say like for me, anxiety shows up in the way that like it's I almost resent myself for being anxious, and then I get scared that I'm going to get anxious, and then like I won't do things because I'm afraid I'll feel anxious.
Yeah, and I don't want to like jump into like how I deal with it, but that's the thing too. It's just that it's like now I mean someone, was it Bill Hader? He had an idea how to deal with anxiety, and it was just like you treat it like a like a sidekick, like like you had like a parrot on your shoulder or something like that. You saw that clip or
no? But the idea of like personifying your anxiety is a thing.
Yeah. But like for me, I treat it like it's like a roller coaster ride. It's because like when to expect the drop and stuff like that. And I'm just like, well, buckle up.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. I've been on this ride before. I got the fast pass.
Yeah.
So it's just like
me and the kids in the wheelchairs got on this line first.
So like going back to like years, like being in those situations, it's just like in my head now, like and I'm just like I process it now, or I expect like, oh yeah, but of course I'm feeling this.
Yeah.
Because but like because like it makes sense with this situation I'm in.
I'm at the top of the roller coaster. Of course, it's going to feel kind of scary.
Yeah. So and the thing is too, is just like as many like decisions I'm trying to like make in my life nowadays is just like as you said, those times or those you get like an opportunity, like if you do like you're performing or anything like that, now it's just like I'm just like strap in, Jaren. This is it is I'm trying to lift myself to know that it's gonna happen and it's okay. And it's gonna and you processed this before.
You're like, it sounds like acceptance is like part of how you deal with it. Is like like, don't fight it.
I got a degree already in this shit.
Well, it makes me think of the idea of like they call it like riding the wave of anxiety is like a term they use in like therapy and stuff. And I think that's kind of what you're talking about. It's like, well, I'm gonna get it. Like this is something, and to a certain extent, it is normal, especially when you're performing. And instead of being afraid of it, kind of being like, all right, well, I'm just gonna
write it out.
Well, and that's the thing too. It's just I mean that's not the only way that I would have to deal with, because like I always try to think of like long form kind of ideas how to deal with it. Meaning I have to like reset myself and not like get like so burnt out or whatever I'm doing and things like that. And again, it's just all those ideas and thoughts I'm already juggling already. It's just that I will have to practice more self-care. I would love to go on a vacation again. I took an opportunity to go to Vegas and not do any comedy and stuff, which not a good idea. Like in Vegas, it was loud and people were in my way. And
it's not the most relaxing place.
You're walking on the sidewalk with like a line of people. Come on, think about it. We're going. You won't like it too. You're gonna bump into another group of 5.
It's not really a place.
You're gonna have a dance battle.
We'll unwind.
Get out of the way. I'm not gonna Red Rover your ass. Anyway,
I'm gonna Red Rover your ass.
Yeah, is it Red Rover? Anyways.
Oh, you got it. So like, when does anxiety show up for you? Like, when do you notice it?
I notice it at times where it's just like even you're preparing for something, and usually I would think about like, let me give you an example. So like maybe like even today it's just like my mom was like calling and stuff, and like she was supposed to go see her friend. She was to go to her friend's funeral, and she was not able to go. And my cousin, my aunt and uncle was in a car accident, so he had to go to the hospital, so he couldn't drive her. And she tried to call me, but my phone was on Do Not Disturb because I just came back from Seattle and I was tired. And I usually do that, and like it was like 6 a.m. and I was like, and I'm already thinking, oh man, there's like the time difference, Mom. Come on. I thought she would want to check in with me, and I heard the voicemail, and I was like, she wanted to go to the funeral, and she was trying to for me to get like an airplane ticket for her. Because she's not really good like with the computers, because like I try to make it simple, like try to tell her like in a way, just like Google search, or like even set up her phone where you're just like, hey Google, you like that.
Buy me a ticket.
I don't want to say it because my phone's gonna go off.
My grandparents Google on Google. So they type into the Google search bar Google, and I'm just like, what are you doing?
You're like my mom, very similar.
It's and the thing is, she's all in like New York, and that's when what hits me at times is like even it's probably going to hit me again like later this week for me just thinking about it and stuff.
Yeah,
but,
being
like,
far away probably makes it worse.
Being far away. So like I'm, I'll
does
be
like
in
feeling
my thoughts.
powerless almost kind of contribute to it?
Yeah, especially when I'm just like going to bed and stuff. So like I'm gonna be thinking about that. I'll be like, my thoughts will be heavy with it because I'm just like, oh man, if only I was there. If only like I don't know. Yeah, I'm just like trying to like a goal of mine. I don't know, to see how I can make this work, to like comedy or just if I get a job and stuff, I do help. Support her and
it sounds like just like the anxiety of like wanting to help but not feeling like you can. That's a very powerless feeling that I feel like gives me anxiety. It's like not being like I want to, but I don't know how, or how am I, or
I was gonna say, I was just gonna say, like, I try to do like a quick fix to help solve this anxiety where I'm just like, all right, Jen, picture, man, if only, and that's the key word, if only you were like so like like famous, you got like a private jet, you're like, hey, we need to get my mom to Maryland, let's go, and like make it work like I'm fucking Drake or something, But yeah, so what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say about how you said like at night, like that's a good, well, not like just like I think that's a common theme for people. It's like you're busy during the day, you could distract yourself, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna try and rest now, and then your brain's like, no, we're gonna think about all the shit that you didn't have time to think about today.
Right.
Remember that one weird thing you said in high school?
Solve it all right now. Yeah, exactly. I think that
we're
just
gonna
made
dwell
me
on
think
it.
about nighttime when it all hits you and you're like, oh,
nighttime.
Shit.
Yeah, similarly
That's
for
all
me.
the stuff that I need to think
and
about.
I'm cringing too.
Yeah.
At times.
Oh yeah, like the shower shivers where you're like, oh Jesus, why did I? Like fucking. I don't remember who said that, but I was just like, that is a feeling. That is a mood.
Oh my gosh.
It's like the Sunday scaries when you like have to go back to work in the Monday and you hate your job and you're like, oh
my God. Yeah, it's just but like I try to. That's what I mean. Like the self-care-ness, which is like I try to find an outlet. Like I love playing guitar and stuff like that.
Yeah,
now I get to like jam with other people, which
that's
is
cool.
Exciting. I'm going skating a little bit more, and might have to stop, but we'll see.
But it's different kind of anxiety.
Yeah. So I'm trying to do different things, and cooking more and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. No, that's super dope.
Yeah.
So like as far as like
what about you, Zane?
What about me?
Yeah.
So as far as me, it's not answering.
Yeah.
When does anxiety show up for me? I would say definitely shows up at night. Like the right when I need to go to bed is right when I think about all the things that I can't change.
Right.
Even if I could change it, I couldn't change it till tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's like it almost feels like I get preoccupied with things I can't control at times that I can't control them just because like I don't know why that is. It just it's like I guess it's like it's such a powerless feeling to be like, oh man, like I want to fix this, but like tomorrow is the soonest I could fix it.
But you know what gives me clarity about that though?
Huh.
Like it for me, what translates for me and what helps me kind of like kind of calm me down is like we're powerless. Because like I feel you on that, like I feel the same way.
That acceptance where you're just like, I can't do anything about this right now, so I'm not gonna trip on it.
Yeah,
right. And it's just like I see those like Instagram reels sometimes, like some nostalgic thing where it's just like it's something relatable where it's just like something simple where it's just like you don't want to get out of bed and you have to get to work and stuff like that, and how you feel like the bed like there's one where the bed like like you're leaving your bed and the bed is just like. Yeah, what?
You're kicking it all day.
Yeah. The bed just like hugs, hugs him, and then he has to head to work. It's like, damn.
That's very relatable.
Yeah. So it's just like things like that. I was just like, damn, that's So like from that to like we were just talking about it earlier. It was just like these '90s nostalgic video clips that like this guy would like the one we was talking about. Oh yeah, the grandparents. Like he would play himself as him and his little sister or whatnot, and it's just his face with like little ponytails. Yeah, he was Eddie Murphying this shit out. It was so funny. And he would play the grandparents, and he's doing this all on the green screen.
Yeah,
he had the backdrop make it look like it was a grandparent's house, and it was so relatable. Even though they're white and they're just like, oh, I can relate to this.
Like
but
every grandparent said this.
But it was just the little things though, like the TV, like made out of wood, like like the wooden TV
with the dial to change the channels.
Yeah, dude, the rotary phone, and but you know what killed me though? It was the box of the shortbread or the biscuits. the round.
Oh yeah. That's
and you go inside. What was inside? Huh?
Sewing kit.
Taylor do.
That's crazy. So man, sometimes man, I love that, and like it resonates with me.
Yeah,
and, it helps me calm down. And I love that. That's what I mean. I love that. When you said that, we were just talking about just being at night and just like thinking about it. You realize too, but at the same time, I know what I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to bring it down to earth of the accomplishments and things that I've been doing along with other cool people.
Focus on the positive. Remind yourself of the positive.
I don't feel alone at times.
Yeah, so. I think like focusing on the positive is really good way to just kind of, like know that like it has worked out and that, you don't have to worry about it never working out because it has before.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but I mean, but I know what I'm doing that like I can control.
Yeah,
and that's what I mean, because I don't feel alone with what I'm doing, like especially with comedy, like what we're doing now. And like, I'm a big believer like about like group or team development. I talk about that shit, or like I do workshops about that. And the thing is that like it's not that being positive or just like, oh yeah, everything's gonna work out. It's just that like, again, I know that
like a shared experience.
Yeah, it's a shared experience, and like and I guess the more like things or the decisions that we're making and the cool things that we're doing and projects, I feel things can continue working. Like, you know what I mean? It's just that like it's the effort that you put in.
Yeah. Well, it's perfect. Thank you so much for your
no worries. Yeah, because the thing is, like, I know I got a show called Optimism, which is I think you're probably the first one to let you know that it's gonna be kaputs, I think. But I mean, I'm doing the Harvest Festival, like I might do it again as a pop-up show and stuff, but like I don't think the name, so it doesn't bring people to a comedy show like Optimism. You want to know why? I mean, number one, I don't want it to be where just like, oh yeah, here comes bubbly Jaren and stuff. Is there a theme, Jaren? Do we have to be smiling the whole time? Because I don't want to smile. Right, and a lot of comics ask me about that when I put them on the show. Like, no, just be authentic. Come on. But like, the other thing is, it's like, it's called Optimism, and I feel like people don't want to go because they're just like, yeah, I mean, I just want to go watch Netflix or maybe Kill Tony or whatnot. Yeah. And I think, it's called Optimism.
Yeah.
They'll be okay. He's gonna be fine.
He's gonna be fine.
He doesn't need the ticket sales.
Other people are going to buy it. But other people are thinking it. So that's why. Yeah.
If everybody thinks somebody else will do it, nobody does it.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
All right. Well, perfect. We're going to take a real quick commercial break and we'll be right back with the smoke break. And welcome back to the smoke break. I just remember we don't do commercials anymore. I am your host, your old pal Zaid, here with Zoe Schwartz.
Hello.
Jaren George.
Hey.
And Taylor Barrett.
What's up?
So on this section, we're going to talk about single parenthood. Some of us have experience with either interacting with parents who have been single and trying to do all the work themselves, or had parents ourselves that were, just doing a brunt of all the work. So I guess my first question is, what's everybody's experience with single parenthood?
Where are we starting?
Let's start with Taylor.
My experience with single parenthood is like, it feels like it's kind of come full circle because I was mostly raised by my mom. Shout out to Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. And like my dad was just really young, and there was a lot of resentment that I had towards my dad for a long time. And then now that me and my girlfriend don't consider ourselves single parents, but just like we're geographically pretty separated. She lives like way up north, and she like lives with her family, and they're like, my daughter lives with them, and so my time with my daughter isn't as much as I would like it to be. But we still don't necessarily consider ourselves single parents. But there are times where we've had to operate as single parents, just because of that geographic split. But that has provided a lot of like. It's relieved a lot of the resentment I've had towards my dad. It's relieved a lot of the resentment that I've had towards my mom, even, because they were like, "Why don't I get you? Like, why are you doing all this other shit?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, my mom's a fucking person. My mom's a whole ass person that like needed a social life and like wanted to date, and like that like seeing that come full circle, I've just been like, okay, I get you." But there's also been times where I'm like, what the fuck, guys? I'm doing this shit too. What the fuck is wrong with you?
That's fair. That's fair.
But it was a really interesting, like, it was very interesting to see it come full circle, because like
both sides of it.
Yeah, like when we had my daughter, I was like, I wonder how this is gonna affect me. I wonder how this is gonna affect my perspective on my parents. And like, there's still times even now where like both my parents, they're both married to other people. They're both moving on with their life. They're both doing great. But like, it's just weird seeing them and like like I try not to make too many comparisons because like everybody has a very unique experience with their life and with parenting, etc. But it's very strange. It's very strange to like almost involuntarily make those comparisons and like want answers to questions, but then also have to be like, it just is what it fucking is. You know what I mean? There's very few times where I'm okay with the "it is what it is" concept, but that's one of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds like you've gained like a lot of perspective, like either just like having single parents and having to operate as a parent by yourself, you know, like being like, I need to watch this person, but also I have to do this thing for work and I have to do this thing that's my hobby. And I have to like also make sure this person is like not sticking forks in outlets. And like,
exactly.
You know, that's a lot of work.
I'm pretty lucky that like my daughter's 2.5 right now, but she's just a really easy baby. You know what I mean? Like she's really chill. She's just all smiles and she just wants to fucking play and like show me all of her toys. And, like, I love playing with her. She tells me where she got every single toy, and most of the time she tells me that she got it in the mailbox, which isn't true. But she loves telling me that she got shit in the mailbox.
COVID baby. She's like, everything comes in the mail.
The mailman comes. Like
Jeff Bezos gave me this Mickey Mouse. I was like, how do you know about Jeff Bezos?
Everything comes in the mail. That's the only place that things came from for a while.
I was just thinking like she was just like, hey, what's the mail person's like birthday? I want to like give something.
I want to give something to him.
I want to give him my Mickey Mouse. Like that's your Mickey Mouse.
Jared, what about you? What's your experience with single parenthood?
I just want to say, dude, thanks for sharing because again, that's the thing. It's so relatable to that. Yeah, like with my mom, it was the same situation where like I don't think let's see, my dad stopped being in my life like at I think like it was like a wave too. It was just like I remember like I was given like a bike. I think I was like 6 years old, and then at 8 was the last time I talked to him. I think after that was the first time I ever saw him. And let me see, at 8. Oh yeah, listeners, I was not crying. I have allergies.
We got another one to cry on the podcast.
All right, give it a couple minutes. Okay. No, but seriously, like at like I think at 8 years old, I was the last time like I talked to him. I think it was just like for a couple minutes, and then he put on like my half sister like. And like she just kept talking, and then like I just left the receiver off the phone, and I just like went to my room, and I was like, the receiver was like was on the floor. Were you done talking? Like, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
They were.
Sounds like you were over him.
But my mom brought me up, and it was a really solid childhood, you know, and that's the thing. I think back like. Everything that she's done for me, I was just like, man, she let me like play Little League baseball, dude. Yeah, so many cool.
Well, like for her to be like doing work and then like making sure you're making it to practice and like buying you the stuff to do sports, like that's a lot of work for one person.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. Like I played soccer for 15 years, and like my just being like, oh damn, you made sure that I was getting to practice. You made sure that all this shit was happening. You showed up to my games. You know what I mean? Like
uniforms. Buying the
made sure I do my homework and shit. You know?
Yeah. But like, oh yes. Ah man, she didn't expose me to summer camp. I think a lot of things. Like I think back at like butterfly effect kind of shit, where like if I didn't go to summer camp when I was a kid, I probably wouldn't like even work at a summer camp, and I wouldn't know like one of my best friends to work there, and wouldn't let me even visit Portland if I didn't not know him. You know, it's crazy. With that, I went to summer camp. You know, like skinny black boy Brooklyn hiking in the Bear Mountains. What?
What?
Yeah, I was gonna say like to send your kid to summer camp, hard especially as a single parent.
Yeah, I went on a 5-day hike. A bear sniffed my tent. What?
What you know about that?
Yeah, I was hugging my best friend at that time at the summer camp. I thought we were gonna die. Yeah, you know. And we brought our Game Boys too. Nice. Our shit got taken away on the last day, but it's all right. No, on the last day.
We got
4 days of Game Boys.
You're like, no, it's a win, Zoe. That's a
win.
What about you, Zoe?
Well, I wasn't raised. My parents were together until I was in like my 20s, but I have had lots of experiences. Like I have a lot of my girlfriends are single moms, and one of my best friends growing up has an older sister who's now like basically they're my family. They're like my second family, but she had her son when she was barely 17 and then like went through some shit. So he was with her, you know, my best friend and her mom. And anyway, I basically like helped raise him when he was little. Mm-hmm. And so my main relationship to single parenting is that I've helped a lot of single parents.
Yeah. Thank you for your service.
Yeah. And a lot of my best friends are single parents. So
I have a question. Are you like a godparent to like godmom to like?
They call me auntie. Yeah, like
auntie?
And they're adults.
I have a joke about that. Yeah, I have a joke about that because that's the thing. Like, I'm not sure. Was it announced just like, hey, yo, Zoe, just want to let you know, you're like Aunt Zoe now.
No, they just called me Auntie Zoe, like from the jump.
Exactly. I went to my friends in Staten Island and they were just like, guess who it is? Uncle Jaren. I was like, well, and that's anxiety right there.
Told me.
My friends do that too. Yeah, people do that. They
because it's just like extra responsibilities now. I'm just like, yo, I don't even know when this kid's birthday is. I don't even know. I don't know if I have into my budget for a gift card. You know,
actually, that's pretty on par for uncles.
Though.
Yeah,
you're doing great, actually.
Yeah. But I'm looking at. But see, the thing is, I'm scoping all these like responsibilities and stuff like that. That's where the anxiety
seeps in.
Well, that's the thing because like I haven't.
Your Uncle Jared?
Yeah, I haven't grown up with a dad, so I don't know like a lot of like dad figure like factors and stuff like that. You know, like if he even asked me, just like sit me down, like Jaren, you know, Godfather.
Yeah, like can you talk to me before you just tell the kid?
Yeah. Am I in the emergency contact form now?
Also, that's like a big responsibility. That's like if anything happens to the parents, you are now in charge, and they're just like, hey, your uncle, and they're like, it seems like this fun thing, but it's kind of like a big anxiety-inducing, like, oh wow, that's so. If anything happens to you, I'm in charge.
Yeah. Well,
please be okay.
I think for me, because I don't have kids, and I also had a partner that had a kid for a while, and so I was like a stepmom for a while. And I think for me, what I'm thinking is like helping single parents has been like it's like a big part of my identity was being those kids' aunts, like because she had him when I was 11, the first son he's like 28 now, you guys. I'm old. but yeah, I think so. For me, it was like as a woman that doesn't have children, like being part of those kids with single parents' lives was really important for me to feel like, because as a woman, there's part of you that feels like it's part of your like natural way of being.
But like you helping your friend too, like that's a big thing. Like
it's a hard job,
and that's the thing. Like I love that that kind of like community kind of type kind of
raised by a
feeling.
village.
Well, that's speaking about village. I always look into this like buying that kind of land and like those shipping containers. Like I see like you can make like a nice
like a commune.
Commune.
Yeah. Like we could make a mega like mansion.
Someone needs to know how to farm. Someone needs to know how to build houses.
I've thought about that before too, like creating like an intentional community for single parents so they could all like support one another and fill in the gaps for each other.
You got a soccer team.
I actually watched a show like that when I was a kid, like a documentary about like somewhere in like Sweden, because they always do everything better there, and it was like an intentional community for like single parents, and they like shared like cooking responsibilities and like childcare responsibilities.
Right, but the biggest thing is like when you like you grow like when you get older, the idea is like we're all just like because like I think we get to a point where we're just like, man, these young people are going to help us out. We're for this ramp to get built. No one's doing it. But like everyone's in the same mindset. We're just like, we need to build this ramp. All right. Yeah, it's gonna probably take a couple more days because we're kind of brittle and all that.
Yeah, but we have like a community to do it.
Really we're gonna get this done. This is needed. And everyone's gonna use it.
What about you, Zane? What's your experience with single parents?
Yeah, so like my mom was a lesbian, but she spent a lot of time not dating because she wasn't good at it. So she was burned. Take that, mom. Welcome back to the podcast, you fucking loser.
Oh
my god! I'm just kidding.
I want to call my mom out too.
We love you, Barb. Brought up some deep stuff.
She genuinely did her best. But she spent a lot of the time single, and I think a lot of that time she like needed to be single. But it was also very difficult because like she wanted her independence, but at the same time she also wanted like help being able to raise me. So I ended up kind of getting raised by like my aunts and uncles. So it's like, but I think that kind of goes back to that community thing where it's just like, hey, like one person shouldn't be having to do all the work anyways. Like it should be a division of labor, like if you have time to help, then like helping is the thing that you should be doing.
And that's the thing. I can see that's one thing that weighs on my mind is like my mom's in New York, and I always feel like it's kind of overbearing for like my she's not the alone, like there's my uncle, cousins are there. I have there's a lot of people, and sometimes I feel like I hope it's not like overbearing, and I feel there's gonna be a time I'm just like let's do this, Jaren. We're gonna have to. I always say
Can I ask you a question that you might be able to relate with? So is your mom still currently single?
Yes.
Okay, so is mine. That's not as weird as it sounded. I swear to God.
Where the fuck are you going with this?
Because
listen, what do you bring to the
the question I'm going to ask? The question I'm going to ask is like, do you ever feel guilty about spending time with your parent? Because it's like if you have a parent who has somebody, then you're like, oh, at least they have each other. But like not being able to see them and being like, oh, they're single. Like, do you ever feel like that guilt of like, fuck, should I be there more or like?
Okay, I thought you were gonna ask something else, but that's okay.
No, your mom want to date my mom.
Yeah. Hey, you said it, not me. All right. Well, no. Seriously, I think, I feel guilty. Man, even sometimes I think back, even earlier times, there was there's possibilities, you know, and like I don't know, I feel like I was in the way. I'll give you an example. Like there was this dude Mike or whatever. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he also does like almost the same work as my mom. My mom was like a works at like a nurse for like people like with cerebral palsy, and yeah, she's been doing that for 30 years. Yeah, she still didn't want to retire. I'm like,
Damn.
well, like, oh, but yeah, he was like driving the bus or like the van and everything. When do like events or like pickups and stuff. And yeah, a lot of times he would drop me off to school because I have to wake up 5 a.m. and wait in the lobby at her job, and then drive me off to school. And like that's the thing. Like I feel sometimes I was in the way because I think it got like really, really serious. That's what I mean. Like that was the time we're just like, all right, yeah, I'm seeing your mom, but like, yeah, hop in the bus, drive out to school. All right, yeah, you can trust me. My mom, your mom trusts me. Yeah. So, anyways, no, the thing is like I felt like I was in the way because like I was cutting school and stuff like that. Especially like in high school and all.
Well, especially like just knowing how much work that she's trying to do and just being like, am I helping?
A handful,
yeah. I was similarly a handful too.
Yeah. Actually, that's not when he was dating, but like at that time I think I threw up at his house because I was homesick. and yeah, I was just like I think I threw stuff. We'll see. Yeah, it's all that.
I was a handful.
You're not my real dad. You know all this.
Of course.
I want to go home.
I said that to my moms. I was like, "You're not my real dad," and they're like, "What does that mean?"
Get your hands off me.
Well, and it's always strange, like skipping school, especially in high school, is like not that abnormal of a thing, but it's like because of your situation, it made you feel like kind of like a unique piece of guilt. You know what I mean? Like, and there's a lot of people that probably wouldn't feel guilt about that because they just had a very like normal quote unquote life. And so they were able to skip school and then not feel that guilt 20 years later. So they're like, yeah, I just skipped school and then I came back and I passed with fucking B's and now I do this shit.
And then you become an adult and you're like, oh, that might have fucked with my mom, like needing to work and pay bills.
Yeah, having to like leave work when I got in trouble, like that's huge. You know, it's just like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to at work or at school and she's not doing what she's supposed to at work. Like now I'm fucking us both up. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that there's a lot of perspective that we've kind of gained through the years, you know, just kind of understanding like where our parents were coming from. I don't think you're a loser. I'm sorry about the thing I said earlier, Bob. I love you. But no, I think that like there's a lot of perspective gained just from like being an adult and just like even working a job and just finally understanding that like, okay, this is like I'm having trouble supporting myself and my mom was supporting herself and me. So
it's always strange when you become the age that your parents were when they had you and you're like, what the fuck? Like
I have nothing figured out.
I was 24 when me and my girlfriend had our kid, and like when I turned 23, I was like, all right, I'm 23. My mom had a kid at 23. No fucking way I can do this. So I just need to make it to 24, and I made it to 24, and I was still like, how the fuck am I gonna do this shit?
Yeah. And when you're saying like, how did she like raise you and made it work? You know, going to work and stuff like that. And I look back on that because like, you know, like she had dreams. You know. What I mean? And you know, and like look what we're doing, like we're doing comedy and like working and stuff. And you know, and that's the thing is like shit, like she had to give up and stuff to like support you and then stuff like that. So those you know, that was replaced by, you know, with me. Like
but like but you're like, I'll do it, mom, because you couldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure there's part of her that feels that way about like what you're doing.
Absolutely. No, my mom's super proud.
That's a good way to think about it. I like that. And she's proud of me. And
she made
stuff.
you, and now you are going to have the freedom to do it. That's her win too, I think, right?
I like that. But at the same time, and I, you know, a lot of things that I just think about is like when, you know, helping her with the computer. So, like you
help with the places that you can.
Right, but she had time, you know, like, but like she like disciplining me or times like that, you know, it's just like, oh, that was time to, you know, to like hop on Google.
Yep, exactly. Perfect. Well, we're going to take a real quick commercial break, and we don't have commercials, but we'll be right back with the smoke break.
Just a regular break.
Fun.
Just a break. And welcome back to the smoke break. I'm your host, your old pal Zaid, here with Zoe Schwartz.
I'm Zoe Schwartz.
Jaren George.
Hey, I'm Jaren.
And Taylor Barrett.
Hey.
You have to say your name.
Yeah.
We are back. We're bringing back the joke break where we ask some questions from the game Let's Get Real, Bro. And this week's questions we went through a little bit.
If you're going to drop the name.
Not sponsored yet.
Not sponsored yet, but we tried.
Wink, nudge,
Stop making cards about dicks and then we'll sponsorship.
So this one is, what are your top 3 values you hope to live by in life?
Oh, I thought that'd be the last one. I got this.
Yeah, you got this.
Skip. That's good. Skip. No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can answer this. Because I think I want to sum it down to like all 3, but I think one is just like Man.
We got real, bro.
Yeah.
You don't have to go first if you don't want.
Yeah. I'm gonna skip this one.
Okay. Taylor, you got me?
The top 3 values I would probably say are like number 1 would probably be like patience. I think that patience kind of bleeds into the other ones.
That's a good one.
But it's hard to put like a specific word on the values. Like patience, maybe like allowing room for redemption, which is I feel like would also apply to patience though. But like they're similar, they're adjacent for sure. It's hard to figure out a third one, and maybe just like kindness, just like the willingness to like be nice even in the face of something that might not seem like it's nice. Like I've seen a lot of interactions, specifically like there's a person online who will like post people like message them and be like, fuck you, I hate you, you should kill yourself, and then they'll respond with like, your hair looks really nice, and they'll just be like, I'm sorry I said that, like right away. And just like I really like that kind of interaction.
A weird place.
That doesn't happen a lot. Those moments, that is rare. That's like a unicorn.
Yeah, usually goes bad.
Shit, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I think that like being nice in the face of like things that aren't meeting your same energy is like what allows them to eventually meet you at that energy. You know, like if you like, there's been people who weren't necessarily nice to me like the entire time that like as like I continued to show up and be kind, they began to show like you show kindness in return.
I guess just to reframe it a little bit, it would be like not sacrificing your own morals or values to like meet someone with their negative energy. They're definitely allowed to have that negative energy, but you don't
like
need
taking
to.
the high road.
No one's gonna learn. I feel like in those situations, I see like people makes good responses or like understanding responses, and but like it doesn't go anywhere sometimes.
It might be a day or a year later where the person was like, that dude was nice to me when I wasn't being nice. Maybe I should try that.
Yeah, but but the thing is too, what's so sad is like they'll do all of that and they probably just go into like a lot of people, and I don't know, like at times like how people like feel. Like I feel I think I did that one time where I was getting into with someone. And then like, I don't know, like I hate how it made me feel. Like,
yeah, totally.
Yeah. I was like shaking and I was just like, but like
adrenaline.
But this isn't going anywhere. Or like for what, And at the same time, that's the thing. Like I'm not sure they're listening or they don't really, care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, this is stupid.
They definitely have their own agenda to just like be attacking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely
like
times.
pick your battles.
Yeah, pick your battles.
Choose what to put your energy into.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the thing. It's like they waste all that time, all that stress, and all that just emotion for what? And I don't need that because I want to put my time, as you said, something else.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What about you?
I've been thinking about, I don't know, like because I was thinking about like, what do I live by or what do I want to live by? And something I feel like I've been trying to work on is like trying to be more present and like appreciate the moment. And not only is that like obviously really good for your mental health, but I think it's also like a way to like appreciate your life more, because I think like often we just are going all the time and we're like, what's the next thing? And then we're not even enjoying the things that we're doing. We're not even like being present in the moment. So I think that's something I really want to try to live by more.
That's a really good one.
Working on being present.
Yeah. I think just allowing yourself to like enjoy the moment is something that like it's said a million times, but like until you actually like something I had seen was like, I have this reminder on my phone that was just like, I think it was like Beethoven or somebody, but it was just like, to miss a note is, understandable, but to play without passion is inexcusable. And I was like,
God damn.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So basically like you don't have to do things perfect. You just gotta
but like make sure that you're showing up every time that you show up to that with that fucking passion, you know? Cause like I've had shows where
passion
it was like
over perfection.
Yeah, for real. But I mean, like I've had shows where like I've showed up and like just like half-assed it because the audience wasn't there. And then I've also had shows where the audience wasn't there and I gave it my all and people were like, hey, you brought up the energy of the room.
Yeah, it feels good when you crush in a room when there's nobody there. I like that.
And that's the thing, what kills me at times too. I always think about after the show and all those ideas. I'm just like, oh man, I should went up with more energy. And I always know that in the back of my head, but I go up there, I'm not bringing a lot of energy. And a lot of times I try not to give an excuse of like, there's how many people in the room or, the space and everything like that in someone's house, So
I mean, that is a hard thing to navigate with stand-up comedy too, because like if the room is like super low, you don't want to come in like fucking Weird Al.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a really intense energy that like really throws everything off. So it's like there is the concept of like wanting to
you gotta
meet
get them and then you
energy
gotta
a little
slowly
bit.
ramp them up.
And that's and going back to one of your values is like being present. Yeah, and that's the thing is like to again, if I'm doing like a house show, I'm gonna be present and know that this is a house show. Y'all know what this is.
Yeah.
All right. Did everyone take off their shoes? Good.
Yeah. There's one bathroom. Make a line.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. The cat. Don't put it behind the ear, okay? Sorry about that, Mike. All right. Yeah. So it's just being there and just having fun with it. Oh,
what about your values, Jaren?
So I'm going to talk about having fun with it.
Having fun?
I think like having fun with it, or and I don't get me wrong. Like when I talk about like a job interview or just going on a date, and again, your anxiety pops up and stuff like that. Like I say, I'm going with the flow, but I want to have fun with it.
Yeah,
because
that's
super important.
Because we're humans. What is this? What is this flesh? Huh?
This corporeal prison.
Yeah,
suit.
Yeah, things coming out of our body. Discharge.
Have fun with it.
It's so funny to say that.
That makes me think about. It's gross. Yeah, that's me think about when I was feeling anxious about like a set recently, and I tried to come up with like a mantra, and I was like, I do this because it brings me joy. Because sometimes you forget, and you're like, I'm telling jokes, and then I'm like all uptight and nervous about it.
They have to be hilarious jokes. It's like, am I having fun?
Yeah, you're like, this isn't gonna work. Yeah.
So is this on one value or just
there's you can add a couple more or as many as you want.
But that's the thing is like being prepared for those moments. It really helps. So that's the thing. My other value is like being more proactive.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I use that word a lot because again, there's a lot of opportunities that and I'm not trying to be like competitive with like other people and stuff like that. You try to be successful and you try to set a goal for yourself. But the thing is, other people are setting goals and stuff, and the people that like are just half-assing it and stuff like that, I don't want to follow that kind of that pattern, that formula, because like that's the thing. You have to understand like what are you trying to work towards at and how you can prepare for that. So even just simple thing is like going out to do a show and whatnot, I'm going to look at the Google photos or like on the review sites and see how the space
I do that sometimes too.
Just to prepare for myself who I'm dealing with and stuff like that.
Of what you're walking into.
Good idea. Well, I'm going to wear and
it feels like a screenwriting technique.
That makes me feel better to know I'm not the only person that's done that before.
So being prepared is something that being proactive and having fun.
Having fun. Having fun with it, being proactive, and I was gonna say my last one was my last one is you know what?
Yeah. What about
forgiving
you,
yourself when you don't have all the answers?
What about you, Zane? Do you have
just be you.
You have one?
Yeah, I would say my values would very much be like transparency. I think transparency is super important. I think that the more that we can see each other as flawed humans that are all trying is like the more we can hold space for people in our lives that are doing their best, I don't think I've always been a perfectionist, so I've always had this idea that like the only way I could succeed is if I was perfect, but I think that like after spending a number of fucking years on this earth and coming to the realization that nothing's truly perfect and that nobody's
you've been here for a number of years?
A number of years, 31 of them to be exact.
On the same planet the whole time?
That I cannot. I took some mushrooms last night in Minecraft.
Oh my God.
But no, I think that, like just having been here long enough, it's like nobody's truly perfect. And it's like the people who I'm inspired by are the people who have tried despite their imperfections and have been open about their imperfections and just done the best to be better. So transparency is super big for me. I would say having fun. I really appreciated that one because like the one time that I made it to the finals of PFP, Portland's Funniest Person contest, was like when my partner at the time was just like, go have fun. And I was like, oh shit, like that's the thing I forgot about. Like I wanted to do well. I wanted to get it perfect. I wanted to remember all my lines. But I like forgot like go have fun.
Yeah,
that was the finale.
Because it brings you joy.
That was the finale in the Disney movie where they're like, hey, have fun. You're like, oh shit.
Oh shit. Yeah, dude. Just like lights
what a novel idea to have fun.
It was like in the Mighty Ducks, no?
Yeah, exactly. We just stole the
and then the character like they smile like
they just like look off.
They're all of a sudden really good at hockey.
All the people who ever passed away are looking down, smiling at me. It's great.
Uncle They're
Ben's
having fun.
There. Yeah, there's like he's finally
Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben. I got you. And I would say since we're wrapping up, my last value would be community.
That's a good one.
Community.
I love that show.
That's one of mine too.
Yeah, thank you.
One of mine.
6 and a movie.
I say
6
family
seasons
usually,
of
but I
movie,
think
6
I
seasons of
mean
movie.
community when I say, because I feel that same way. I feel like it's really important.
Yeah, the people that you have in your life are super important, and the time that we give them is even more so. You know, so like appreciate your single moms that took care of you.
Yeah.
Appreciate your friends that show up to your podcast. Appreciate your co-hosts that fucking make it out and make sure that every episode goes as well as it goddamn can. But other than that, that has been the Smoke Break. Jaren, so much for joining us.
thanks for
Yeah,
being here,
I
Jaren.
appreciate it. This was a treat. This is great. Thank
Glad you
you.
had fun. Glad you
Anything
had
you want to
fun.
plug?
Oh, anything? Well, yeah. We talked about optimism. Is going to be at the Harvest Festival.
I know. I'm having a hard time.
Yeah. That's the thing. You have to come out like you mean it, because you got to be like,
The Harvest
you got to say
Festival.
harvest at the end, like, Harvest Festival, and it seems to be bigger than ever. We have we're going to be a lot of places.
What's the
and
date?
Stuff.
Do you know which day you're doing?
Oh, it's gonna. No, I don't know the dates
Do we
yet.
know what day?
Nope, we don't know the day we're doing
But
either.
that's
We're doing
fine.
it though. We're gonna be there.
We're gonna be at Harvest.
Yeah,
Check us out.
Get those
Jaren's gonna be there.
passes. I was
We're
gonna
gonna be there.
say, yeah.
Yes.
Get the
Lots
fast
of other
passes.
funny people.
Yeah. VIP fast passes.
That's right.
Take
That's
that
right.
anxiety train all the way down to the comedy.
We'll sign your medication bottle.
Yeah.
That would be so cool if we did that.
Oh yeah, that's fucking awesome.
All right. Well, that's been the Smoke Break. Thank you all so much for joining us. We will see you next week. Have a good one.
All right. Bye.